This is a critical emergency alert. We have confirmed many cases in different towns, and everyone has followed the same terrifying pattern. It starts in the simplest way, a dog barking at another dog during a walk. From that moment, a countdown begins. 3 hours later, something final happens. 3 hours. No more. Stay with us as we uncover the truth behind this pattern, the force behind it, and the rules that may be the only way to hold off what comes next. The first case is about a Labrador named Scout and a woman named Karen who walked him every night in a quiet Portland street. Scout was calm, loved by family, and set in his routine. One evening, as they passed parked cars, another dog crossed the road with its owner. Scout froze, then burst into wild, furious barking only at that dog. Karen and the owner shared embarrassed looks. The other dog looked normal enough. Karen pulled Scout home, her heart racing, and the countdown started. For 2 hours, nothing clear happened. In the second hour, Scout grew uneasy, refused food, paced the hall, snapped at shadows. By the third hour, things shifted. Scout went limp, dropped in the yard as if sleep took him mid-step. Karen found him minutes later, lifeless, eyes wide and locked open. There were no signs of attack, no wounds, no blood, nothing a vet could explain. The neighbor's dog was seen the next morning, walking happily with its owner, but other dogs kept away from it. Karen's grief turned into a warning she repeated to everyone she could. The barking started a 3-hour clock, and by the third hour, Scout was gone. That first case ended with death, and with a chilling whisper that it was no accident. The second case is worse because it leaves no possible reason. In Ontario, a man named David walked his border collie Max at dusk past a small park. A golden lab sat near the playground, watching. Max started barking wildly at it, fur up, lungs straining. The lab's owner shrugged and kept going. David thought Max was just nervous and took him home. The 3-hour countdown had begun. After an hour, Max would not calm, and in the second hour he clawed at windows, pressed at doors, whined toward the path where the lab had gone. At the start of the third hour, Max was frantic. David stepped away to call a neighbor for help. He came back when the clock hit 3 hours and found the yard empty, the leash torn by the gate. No hole in the fence, no open door, no tracks. Max had vanished as if pulled into another world. David searched until daylight, filed reports, covered the town with signs, no trace. The lab was still seen sometimes in daylight, playing in yards, greeting kids. But the pattern repeated. Dogs barked at it, and 3 hours later another family lost one. People thought pets ran away, were stolen, or hit by cars, but the exact time, 3 hours from the first bark, proved otherwise. Max's loss left a permanent hole and a question. What takes a dog completely in just 3 hours while the street sleeps? The third case crushes the faint hope that return means safety. In a Manchester suburb, a beagle named Bella barked fiercely at a stray creeping along the curb as her family walked home one night. The stray looked ragged, oddly still, and Bella's barking was sharp and desperate, unlike any alarm before. The family dragged Bella home and locked the doors. 3 hours later, she was gone from her bed. Panic and searching followed, and just before dawn, the children found Bella scratching at the back door, muddy and out of breath. Relief came fast, but didn't last. Within hours, Bella changed. She ignored calls, she flinched when touched, and at night she stood at the parents' door staring at the ceiling without blinking. Her bark had shifted, thin, high, like she was forcing the sound. Dogs nearby snarled or ran from her, as if they knew she was not herself. 3 hours after that first bark, she had disappeared and returned. The cycle had ended but left something inside her that was not Bella. The family never let her sleep in their beds again. They kept lights on, doors locked, but the change stayed. Bella had returned in body but not in soul, and the family feared the thing inside her might come for them next. 3 clear outcomes. A dog barks at another, 3 hours pass, and the result is always one of 3 things: sudden unexplained death, disappearance without trace, or a return that is not a true return. That is the rule of this force. It repeats with cruel certainty across towns in the US, the UK, and Canada. The time is fixed. The bark starts the clock. Once it starts, the 3 hours run. So what is behind it? Witness stories, videos, and signs in dog behavior all point to one answer. Something moves among dogs, wearing their shape by day and showing its true form at the wrong hour. We call it the hound taken. In some light, it looks like any other dog. Same walk, same wag, same normal look. But near the 3-hour mark, its mask slips. People describe skin hanging like wet hide, a jaw splitting too wide, rows of broken teeth, legs bent wrong, and eyes too human, too knowing. Other dogs see it right away. Their bark is not anger, it is recognition. Their warning is the only signal most humans ever get. The hound taken follows a rule. When another dog spots it, the 3-hour process begins. In that window, it will either kill, take, or change. If the animal dies, it looks like life just stopped. If it is taken, there is no trace. If it returns, it comes back hollow and different. That is the cycle. That is why your dog's wild barking matters. It is not noise. It is a countdown. If your dog barks fixed on something unseen, act quickly. Remove your dog without fighting. Keep it in sight. Lock your home. Doors, windows, close curtains, leave lights on. Don't stop the barking. Let your dog warn you. Stay close. Watch for pacing, not eating, or staring too long. If your dog vanishes, don't chase. Note the time and tell neighbors. After the 3 hours, touching a returned dog can speed the change. In rare cases, staying away during that time delayed the change just enough to live. These cases are real, not stories. Every night in towns and cities, dogs bark at things we cannot see, and that bark begins the 3-hour countdown. If your dog warns you, act. Watch the clock. Guard your pet. Don't ignore the bark, because when the 3 hours end, what comes back may not be the same.